big news this week is Xi Jinping and Putin finally got to meet face to face. They haven't seen each other since some unpleasantness in Ukraine.
Oh, I guess the last time they saw each other was the Olympics.
Right before.
When Xi Jinping allegedly asked Putin to not invade until after the Olympics were over. Wasn't that a story that came out?
Yeah, that was totally unbelievable. I wouldn't buy it.
I mean, I'm glad that these two dictators who are otherwise very
What,
isolated.
Matt? I can't hear you over your shirt.
Were you just waiting
Yes.
until the first time he said something?
Yes, I've been waiting an hour to use that.
I was going to make a point. The point is that it's nice that these two men who are otherwise feeling so isolated in their lives can have this long-lasting friendship.
Actually, I do think that Putin and Xi Jinping really enjoy each other. Like, I think
Yes.
they're actual friends as much as,
Two authoritarian dictators can be.
Yes, actually, because they've seen each other, 40 some times?
In the past decade, yeah.
Yeah. And, they've made dumplings together. They've had
Putin
vodka
got Xi Jinping his favorite Russian ice cream.
for his
Like
birthday.
boxes, yeah.
Yeah, like they were at some international meeting in Southeast Asia or something, and Putin brought the ice cream with him. Like, yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful friendship.
They
And
literally gave each other giant gold friendship necklaces.
I mean, even murderous dictators need friends, people to share their innermost feelings with. And
Well, that's why right before the invasion of Ukraine, they talked about their no limits friendship. No limits.
Yeah, I mean, I think genuinely they do share a lot of worldviews, right? In terms of,
Yeah, that's true.
thinking like Putin wants to regain the glory of the Russian Empire. Xi Jinping has his China dream and
Oh my
needing to
gosh.
take over Taiwan.
They're both like Londo Mollari from Babylon 5.
Okay.
This is a perfect comparison, actually.
You're going to have to explain that since neither Matt and I have seen Babylon 5.
Londo Mollari was the ambassador to the Centauri Republic. Basically, it's based off of the Roman Empire.
Okay.
Well past its glory days. It's sort of like a fading star. And like he longs for the good old days when it was like, a real empire. And so he basically makes a deal with demons to restore it.
Hold on, there are demons.
They're
in
space
Babylon?
demons.
Okay.
oh, that's a little more realistic.
Yeah,
I think.
it's more realistic to have space demons. Than
Yeah.
theological demons. Okay.
Yeah. It didn't work out great for
Yeah,
him.
doing deals with space demons doesn't, on the face, sound like it's going to work out great for you.
No. I mean, he didn't know they were space demons immediately. He should have known something was up. But so yes, it is an apt comparison. Watch Babylon 5.
So you're saying that Putin and Xi Jinping have made deals with space demons?
I think that's it.
Possibly. I'm not going to deny that. This is the internet, after all.
I do think, okay, also, they both think the fall of the USSR was a tragedy, right?
I don't know how Londo Mollari feels about that.
Yeah. Well, okay. And what else? What else do they share in common? I suppose the love of Russian ice cream.
Yeah, murder.
That too.
Murder most foul.
Yeah.
They have different ways of going about it, though.
They both want to take over territory that's totally theirs.
Yes, exactly. That's part of the rebuilding the empire thing, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was historically part of Russia or China.
Yeah. And I mean, this is why it's like so ridiculous when like China says like, hey, we can be, an impartial negotiator between Russia and Ukraine.
The peacemaker.
Yeah, well, the peacemaker. Yeah. Like and they came up with this 12-point plan that doesn't like say anything. It says things like there should be an end to hostilities. Okay, does that mean like Russia withdraws, Ukraine surrenders?
The important thing is that we need to stop the sanctions and
Sanctions should be
also
Ensure supply chains.
Yes.
and ensure grain imports. I was happy to see that was in there. Important for the peace plan.
That's important for China because China has a kind of impending food crisis.
Well, also, it was already getting loads of grain from Ukraine. It did a lot of trade with Ukraine.
Yeah, China actually had bought a lot of land in Ukraine.
Yeah.
I had read some article about how that region of Ukraine, that's kind of the breadbasket, has been pretty devastated by the war. So I'm imagining they're not getting the grain imports that they want from Ukraine.
Right. So really there should be peace. And, really whoever ends up holding that territory, it doesn't matter because China still owns it.
China owns Ukraine?
Well, if they bought up a bunch of land, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Well,
There's
it's in the sense that China has bought up a bunch of farmland in Ukraine. I mean, China has bought up farmland all over the world. So, they'll probably be okay without it. But at any rate, so here's what I want to ask is, at the end of the meeting, and we can play this clip, Xi Jinping said something kind of funny to Putin about how they're going to work together on changes that haven't been seen in 100 years.
You mean like funny haha or funny strange?
Funny strange. Well, let's play the clip first.
这也真是那个百年变局第一部分，是吧？我们共同来这种。
Это как раз сейчас перемены, которые не было в течение 100 лет. Там, где вместе двигаем эти перемены. Перекиньте, пожалуйста, дорогой друг.
So what do you think that means?
Well, what happened 100 years ago?
On March 21st, 1923, which is exactly 100 years before he said that.
Whoa.
Yeah, well, the U.S. foreign minister refused to diplomatically recognize the USSR. So I assume that's what they were talking about.
Well, isn't it also like the end of the Bolshevik Revolution?
Yeah, when they'd finished taking over Russia.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like the completion of the Soviet Empire. Well, to some degree.
What was happening in China?
In 1921, the CCP was first established with the help of the Soviets. So, I mean, that's roughly 100 years ago, the beginning of the communist revolution. And it kind of sputtered for a while, and then it took decades before it would really take over the mainland China. But maybe that's what they're referring to. It's hard to know exactly what he was talking about.
I think clearly he's saying communism is back in fashion. Either that or flappers.
It's probably
Could
flappers.
be flappers, yeah. Or a global economic crisis, something like that. That took a little longer.
That wasn't
Great
until
Depression,
29 after
Yeah.
the stock crash affected U.S. and Europe. Yeah. So it really could be a lot of things. And maybe it's good to have a little bit of mystery.